What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I was not going to make a video on these two champions, not because I dislike both of them, just because I'm busy and I have a lot of things going on in the month of January. But I am recording this late at night to get my opinion out there on these two champions so people can understand and know. I typically do champion review videos every month. I just didn't have the time for one for January, but I have found some time for you all because it seemed to be a highly requested thing. So I'm just going to cut right to the chase. I really like Okoye, and I don't really like Gentle. And I'm going to explain why in this video. So I'm going to do a couple of fights with each champion to just sort of explain why I feel the way I feel about them. So Okoye, if you didn't catch my stream, my testing stream for Okoye, that's the only thing I did with her. I didn't make a video. I just made a testing stream. I'm a huge fan of Okoye. I think she is so fun, and she brings a whole new dynamic to the game with the unbelievable burst damage that you can deal. And by burst damage, I don't mean actual bursts of damage, like instant damage. I mean damage that you deal from building up to your special 2 and just watching the opponent melt away. So right here, the fight should basically be over with a rank 3 7-star Okoye. We have the vicious passives, and now if I can just land a stand-up intercept, which I can do, I go right into a relic, and then I go into a special 1, and the opponent is dead. So that was really solid. 40 seconds, no damage taken. He really couldn't do anything. And the wonderful thing I like about Okoye is that damage, it scales extremely high. So Winter Soldier has 550,000 health. We're very used to seeing that sort of health pool for damage testing. But I could take this a step further, going to Labyrinth of Legends, and see very similar results. I think Okoye is one of the best designed skill champions because she's extremely simple, but she's very effective, right? Okoye has a nice bit of utility in the sense that she has this ensnared debuff that she can inflict when she uses the dexterity mastery, and ensnared reduces ability accuracy, but the bigger thing about ensnares is it prevents evade. So she can immediately turn off evade for most of the annoying defenders in the game just by dexing. Just by triggering dex, you turn off evade, it's just completely shut off. And on top of that, she has so much raw damage that most fights are going to be over before things become an issue, right? So let's just fight Captain Marvel for the sake of it. Just show off the first two fights in Realm, and then I'll go do some other more specific fights maybe with the two champions. But it's going to be the same sort of thing here. It's just going to be getting to my special 2 and killing the opponent before they have really a chance to recover. The base damage from the shocks and the bleeds, very nice. And one thing I do like about Okoye is she definitely does not need to be awakened, but the awakened ability is nice to have, and it's really nice at Sig 1. So as you can see, there's the ensnared from me triggering Dex, and now I'm just trying to get a couple more combos in here. Go for a special 2, that's going to pause my debuffs. You're going to see her health start to melt away here. Go for another stand-up, land it, go for a relic, pause the debuffs, get a refresh, throw a special 1, and she's dead. So, again, very fast fight. The health pool, that was only 1 second slower than the Winter Soldier fight. The health pools really don't matter. Up to, like, the low end of 1 million, Okoye feels amazing. Again, very simple, such an easy execution. I'm a huge fan of Okoye, and I really want to get her. I am a massive fan. If I would have gotten her from the early access bundle when I opened one of those on my live stream, I probably would have taken her to rank 3 and used my skill awakening gem. That's how much I like Okoye. Now let's talk about Gentle. Again, I'm not just going to show them in Realm. I'm just doing this as an introduction to the sort of characters and how I feel about them and showing them off in a standard situation. I think Gentle is great for countering Bullseye. I don't think Gentle is the best Bullseye counter. I think Gentle will be primarily used as a like hyper-specific Bullseye option and then an annoying defender. I think he actually has some solid use on defense. The Unstoppable is very annoying, and he has some immunities and abilities that can slow a lot of champions down. So I think he'll have his uses in the game for sure on defense. On offense, I just really can't see him being used compared to the top options for Bullseye in the game, compared to Mr. Sinister, compared to champions like Dazzler, even compared to Okoye, which is just a crazy thing to say. But both champions this month can actually counter Bullseye, and I think Okoye does it better, not just because she can do it faster, but she turns off evade entirely with the ensnare debuff. Where Gentle, like, yeah, he has the pursuit and he can get around it. I'll show off a Bullseye fight later in the video, but I just don't exactly enjoy playing Gentle. I kind of feel the same way about playing Patriot. He's very basic. Both of those champions, Patriot and Gentle, are very basic. Gentle is not hard to play, just like Okoye. Neither champion this month is extremely difficult to play. I just don't necessarily enjoy Gentle for a couple of reasons. Number one, he has this recoil ability when he reaches his max Daunted, which takes away 10% of his health in a vacuum. It takes away 10% of his health if you use a special 1 or 2 at that 13th Daunted. Now, I do like that you can remove it with your light attack so you don't have to always trigger it. And I'm going to do a special 2 here without triggering it. That was okay, solid damage. And I'm going to do another special 2 here while I trigger it to show you the damage difference. The thing about Gentle is if you really want to use him and maximize his damage, you can't really play him unawakened because you don't get that recoil damage reduction. So now I'm going to throw it, and yeah, that's some really nice damage. That's some solid damage. The thing that concerns me with Gentle going forward is if you throw that special 2 and you don't get the guaranteed kill, you're going to lose some health. And the health loss, it's not crazy at Sig 200 if you're unstoppable. So let me explain, right? So at max Daunted, you can see right here, Gentle loses 10% of his base health when finishing a special attack at max muscle mass, but he can reduce that damage by 50% at Sig 200, and if he is unstoppable, it goes up by an additional 50%. So it doesn't cap out at 0, it goes to like 2 or 3% missing from his max health loss, right? So it's definitely nice, but he needs Sig 200 for that. It's not necessarily unrealistic nowadays, it's just I would not want to invest Sig Stones into Gentle, nor would I really want to rank him up. Let's go fight Captain Marvel to show what non-class advantage looks like, and then I'm going to go fight Bullseye with both of them, just to kind of show how they both work for Bullseye. I actually quite like Okoye for Bullseye. I would show off Gentle in long-form content, but he's not really great there. He feels okay. He could handle an Eternity of Pain style health pool, just like most champions could handle that type of health pool, but not exactly in the best way possible. It's just he can handle it fine. It wouldn't be anything crazy. I think Gentle is going to be fine. I don't think he's a bad champion. I just personally don't really like him. And I don't really care for him. I don't really want to rank him up. I don't want to use him. I'm just not a huge fan. So I'm going to go for a special 2 here with the Unstoppable. Okay, never mind. I'm going for special 3. I was trying to get off a special 2 with the Unstoppable, but that didn't end up working. That special 3 did a nice bit of damage, and now I have that reverb passive, which is definitely nice. One thing I do appreciate, again, like I mentioned, is the ability to avoid that recoil if you so choose, right? So finishing off a fight here, most of the time, you don't even need the additional Daunted, but if you want to get it for extra safety, you can have it. And again, I think Gentle is okay. I think he is fine, right? But you can see right there, I used my special 3 at the max Daunted, and I lost 2% of my health. Now, it applies to all special attacks, not just the special 2. So every time I use a special at max Daunted, I lose 2% health. Now, again, that's not a huge deal in, questing content. But in content where health matters, like, Alliance War, Battlegrounds, Eternity of Pain content where you need to survive, that's not really something you can have in a champion kit. So that's my biggest gripe about Gentle is that recoil built into the kit. Not a huge fan of that. And in general, I think he's just okay at what he's geared towards. He's very solid for Bullseye. I think he is a very solid Bullseye counter. but I don't even think he's the best Bullseye counter available in the game. I wouldn't even say he's a top 5 Bullseye counter. Maybe he just scratches the surface of top 5, but being a serviceable Bullseye counter is definitely nothing to scoff at, right? He is solid for this level of Bullseye, right? Battlegrounds, Alliance War, Health Pool, like questing content style. He's very good for this level of Health Pool Bullseye. The problem is if you don't kill Bullseye with that special 2, then you lose health. And that was health that you could have just kept, but instead it's gone because you didn't kill him. He's very tanky. Like, you will take a little bit of chip damage, but for the most part, you are basically fine. You just have to hopefully kill him on special attacks like this, right? So that special 2 didn't kill him. He's not dead, and there goes an additional chunk of my health that I would have been able to keep if that would have killed him, right? And that special 2, basically every hit crit except for 1, I think. That's an unrealistic special 2. 44 seconds, 90% health. It's not bad. It's very good for Bullseye. Like, that is a solid health pool and solid time for a Battlegrounds level Bullseye, right? But when the health pools go up and you need Gentle to survive more and more, you know, Bullseye chip damage is basically inevitable for every champion except Mr. Sinister. So that health loss just feels so unnecessary. And I would almost prefer if he just got a 12th Daunted that was double the potency and not a 13th 60% Daunted that costs you, you know, a portion of your health every time you use a special. It just feels bad. So now I'm going to do the same fight with Okoye, and I'm going to show you how great Okoye feels for Bullseye. Again, all you need to do with Okoye is Dex, and that evade is from Bullseye is gone. He cannot evade with the ensnared active. And Okoye for health pools like this is literally just special 2 and either land a stand-up or just block and go for another combo. If you can land a heavy to pause your debuffs, that's great too. If not, I hear those cops. If not, that's fine. All I'm going to do here is Dex, and now Bullseye can't evade. Hoping he's going to throw a heavy here. He does. And the good thing about that ensnared is it triggers on every Dex. So now he's ensnared again. And Okoye, 96% health. Bullseye's dead. This faster than Gentle. I think that was faster, if not the same time. I'll have to look back and see. But if it was faster and with more health, she's not even targeted like specifically to be like, hey, she's the Bullseye counter. She just counters Bullseye, and I think she counters him better than Gentle. I think Gentle is a hard counter, but I think Okoye works better in practicality. She doesn't rely on landing every single critical hit in her special 2 to kill Bullseye, or else she loses health, you know? So right then and there, you see that Okoye handles that beautifully. And Gentle, yes, he handles it very well. That's like his target matchup. But it's not the best it could be, you know? It's not the best it could be. Again, I think he is fine. I think he's a good champion. I don't think he's bad. I just think that he's not the best at what he does. And he's okay enough at everything else where, yeah, you could use him. He's going to be fine for questing. He'll be useful. He has high special attack damage. He's got nice immunities. Personally, I just don't see him being as useful as the more relevant mutant champions. You know, Onslaught, Dazzler, Mr. Sinister, Dust. Even Apocalypse, I feel, has more broad use. Again, specifically talking about Bullseye, Gentle has those counters. But outside of that, like, he has okay use. That fear passive is nice. It's not super duper useful, but it is nice to have. Again, he has good immunities as well, so that's also good. And he'll be a defender, you know? But personally, when comparing the two, I just really gravitate towards Okoye, and I am not a huge fan of Gentle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. Very different from my typical approach to new champions. I saw that there was a lot of commotion about me not making a video about Gentle because I made a community post about it and people were, vocal that they wanted to hear my opinions and understand why. So I figured it was a good idea to make this video. I'm not going to say quick video because it's bordering on 15 minutes here. But I hope you guys can understand my thought process further. Just to recap for people who maybe skipped to the end of the video. Hopefully you didn't, but if you did, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. The sky is purple. Um, Gentle is an okay Bullseye counter. I mean, he's more than okay. He's a very good Bullseye counter. He's not the best Bullseye counter, and he's an okay mutant generalist with high special damage that can come at a cost. So, not a huge fan of him. Do not really like him at all. Okoye feels like a reintroduction of the skill class, like what it originally was intended for, just kind of raw damage, sort of similar to how Black Widow Deadly Origin feels, similar to how Silver Sable feels now, where it's just raw damage, taking the opponent down at multiple levels of health pool, short fight, medium fight, even some bordering long fights, just very efficiently, and she's got a little bit of utility that is not overarchingly impactful, but has its definite use cases and is extremely valuable in the matchups where you can use it. So that's how I feel about these two champions. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, how you feel about Okoye and Gentle. I'm just telling you right now, if I get Okoye as a 7-star and I still have a Skill Awakening gem on my hands, you bet your bottom dollar she will be my next rank 3 7-star skill champion without a shadow of a doubt. I like her that much. And Gentle, he's a champion. That's what I'll say. He is definitely a champion. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, and I really hope that you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and also hitting like. Both of those things really help me out, gets the channel out there to more of a wide audience, and lets YouTube know that I'm making content that people are enjoying. I'm trying to talk really fast here. So I would appreciate it if you could do those two things for me. And again, thank you very much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.